You will conceive in your womb, you will bear a son. He'll be called Jesus. He will be great, the Son of the Most High. The Lord will give him the throne of his father David. He'll reign over the house of Jacob, Israel forever. And so you might think, well, it's okay, so this woman is betrothed to be married. That means she would have had to get a divorce at this stage in order to separate. Of all of those things, pregnancy at some point before you die, just future tense, it'll be a boy. He's going to be the Son of God, King of Israel. What would be most shocking, right? Most shocking probably be, it's going to be Son of God or King. The one question she has is, how can this be, since I have no husband? Her only question is, how can I have a child? How can I get pregnant at some point? And so I think that's evidence that she intended to remain a virgin.
She's saying, well, how can this be? And, well, the answer is, well, the Holy Spirit is going to come upon you. And that reminds us of the dedication of the tabernacle in the Old Testament, the presence of God coming upon a person. And when we see that in the Bible, it generally means something's going to happen. You're going to walk in a supernatural way.
Right.
And she certainly is. When the Holy Spirit comes upon her, something changes.
That's right. And just as God dwelt in the tabernacle, his presence was there, so his presence will be with Our Lady. And to me, I see this as God assuring her through the Holy Spirit, through the angel, that you won't have to break your vow. Right? So in Numbers 30, there's an entire chapter of the book of Numbers in the Torah, in the books of the Old Testament, that deal with these vows of self-affliction. Right? So they were vows to either abstain from a certain food, drink, or marital relations. That is focusing on marital relations. It says if the husband changes his mind, he hears about the vow, okay, we'll have a celibate marriage, but he changes his mind, the sin is on him. She's not guilty for breaking the vow. That doesn't fit for food or drink, because none of those involve him, only marital relations. So it seems to me that the church's teaching here makes perfect sense, that she is going to be, in a sense, the model for the celibate and the model for the married, right? And she'll be the dwelling of God, the new tabernacle.
Right. So right away we start off at the beginning of the gospel with this idea that God is going to do something in creation. He's going to do something incredible. And the angel even has to tell her, don't be afraid. In other words, this news could cause someone to be afraid. And then she says, well, what? And then the answer is, with man, this is impossible. But with God, all things are possible. So we're dealing with a move of the Holy Spirit that is beyond anything we've seen yet. This is the first time that we really hear that God will become one of us. His name, Emmanuel.
God with us.
Right, God is with us. And his name is even announced here. He's going to be called Jesus. What about that name real quick?
The salvation of the Lord saves. So Jesus is the Greek for Joshua, which just means that God will save, Yahweh will save, the Lord will save. So